Hello! So, it's been a little while that I didn't post any videos, but so today we're going to do this really cool material that I just made. So, I'll come here to File. Well, I'll just create a new project. And then now, the first thing you will need to do is have an object. So to add an object right there, I use an add-on from Addy. So I will put the link in the description. It's a free download, so it's really good. I used this one, 41, for the show, so I can show with a cool stuff. And I'll come up here to shading, and I'll start the material. So over here, so just so you understand my layout, I will put this one at cycles. So I'll change this to cycles and come here like this, and then this one will be to project view, and I'll just put really close because it's easier to see like everything happening, because this one will be a little bit laggy. So I'll select this object and remove this, so I just have the background and stuff like that. And then I will add a new material. So I'll start just by making the metallic material. So I'll just turn the metallic all the way up, and then the roughness I'll keep like just a little bit down. And that's pretty much it. It's just the base material. And sorry about the strange noise. There's a new window on our neighbors. But let's continue. And because our material will have more stuff in it, we already put a mix shader here. Mix shader. And plug in right here. And now that we have the metallic, let's start on the other one. I will just remove this and duplicate the principal BSDF and plug the BSDF right into the surface. So now the first thing we'll do is just bring the subsurface a little bit up. So I'll put like 0.2. And I'll change this color a little bit to the purple. So now we'll remove the metallic and bring the roughness up to 0.5 again. So now we need to have a color ramp, so we can start making the lines. So plug the color into the base color, and then put a waves texture, and then a Voronoi texture in front of it, because I forgot about the Voronoi right over here. So I'll plug the distance into the factor, and then the color into the vector. I'll change this from 3D to 4D, so we can change over here, and I'll start changing the wave texture. But one last thing, if you come here to preferences and then add-ons and come onto node, you check this box, and then now if you press Ctrl T, it will appear mapping and the texture coordinate, so we can change everything. Now I'll just mess around with the scale of the two, so I'll put a value and plug in to the two, so one here to scale and the other one to scale 2, and I can change it. As you can see, we have something close to what we're looking at, we want. So now I'll just bring this up so we have more an exact, so we don't have that much blending. So we can even change to constant, but then it won't have the other colors in the middle, so it will just have those two. But I prefer to keep at the normal one, so I think it's cardinal. And I'll just bring this a little bit closer. And if you are still getting a lot of blend in, you can come here to the right over on the Voronoi texture. You choose color, not distance. So now we'll have this good lines, and we can keep changing this value so you get what you want. I like pretty big lines, but then if you want, you can even start changing the W. You can see we get a lot of cool effects. So right about here, and then on the mapping you can choose the location. If you hold shift, it will be more smooth, and you can choose what's the location you want, and you can even rotate it like this. But I think that's good. I'll just put the scale a little bit bigger. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to put those two together. But if we can come here and plug the shader over here, and then the other shader over here, you can see it just mixes, and we don't want that kind of mix. So now we'll start by adding a noise texture and a Voronoi texture. So right here, noise texture, and then a Voronoi texture. And then we'll get another value and plug the scale again. This one we don't need the 4D. You can choose, so you can get like different places like the other one. If I change the W here, you can see it changes everything, but we don't need that on this one. Now we got a mix node. This is a normal mix. Then plug the distance and the factor onto A and B, and keep the factor right here. So we need a color ramp, and then we need an invert node. And now we'll put the result on the factor, and then on the color ramp on the color. So we can get a little bit of effect, like a little bump. So we just put bump because we want bump. So you press bump, and then the normal into the normal, and then right over the color over here into the height. So we'll just move this a little bit over there, and then we need to plug the color into the factor, and just wait a little bit. But now we need to crank those up, so this one can be constant, so you can see exactly what it looks like. And we will just wait a little bit. As you can see, it isn't working. I think it's because of the scale, because it's 0. Here you can see now it's working. So let's just play a little bit with the noise texture. So I'll put the detail really up, and then the roughness up too, and then distortion, I don't like to use it. And then on the factor, you can see if we put all the way to 0, it will just be the noise texture, so right like this. And then if we put all the way up, it will be the Voronoi texture. So I like to just bring a little bit 4 or 5, so you get like this kind of blurring out. And then on the bump, don't use the strength all the way up, neither all the way down. So we want just this one I labeled metallic on my original project. So this one I just metallic, and then the rest, like over here, I put it another Ctrl J, and then base material. Okay, Okay, so I think that's it for today. But as you know, you can always change everything. So if you want, you can come over here. If there's too much for you, you can bring this down so you can get more of the metallic, or then you can bring it up to get like this. This was like my original project. Yeah, so that's it. That's the whole node group. So I'll just bring this to the side to show you everything. So yeah, that's it for today. This was a little bit longer than normal, but I think that's good. So thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next tutorial.